This is lesson B of the bonus unit 25. You've already had units 1 through 24. This is a bonus unit designed to give you a good tune to apply your hokum bowing to. Now in this lesson we're going to focus on the left hand components needed for the B part of back up and push. Normally lesson B has been for bow stuff, but I think it's important to learn this element first. So I put it in front of the bow lesson, okay? So we're going to start by learning the bottom 2 notes of the B part. You know, the B part is that crazy part that goes very ragtimey. You can hear its ragtime roots. But we're just going to start by learning the bottom 2 notes. So we're going to learn this first. Okay, sounds like a glorified version of chopsticks, doesn't it? All right, let's learn that. Okay, what we need is our first finger A on the G string with a low F on the D string. That gives us a minor 6th, and 6ths are pretty easy to play on the violin. That's what makes this tune a good one for learning your hokum bowing. So we'll play that actually 16 times, and then we'll change to this one. Okay, let's do that several times together. Are you ready? Get your A with your F natural, and we're going to play it 16 times, and then we're going to go to open G and first finger. Ready? Here we go. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, ready and go and change. Let's do that again. Get your first finger in your F natural, ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4, change. Okay, and so we don't have to count to 16. I just count 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just counting the big beats. And it's up to you to fill in the 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, which gives us 16. It's an easier way to count, okay? Try it one more time. 1, 2, 3 E and a 4 and go. Okay, from there we go over to the D string and A string, and we play open D and B natural. Okay, now this is not breaking our pentatonic rule of no B, because technically we're just doing broken chords. We're just playing the harmony here. Okay, so I don't want to confuse you. When I told you there was no B in this tune, I meant in the melody. Okay, so we'll do this 16 times, and then we switch to 1 and 2, 1 on the D string and 2 on the A string. So this whole B part is just arrangements of 6ths on the violin. It's 1 and 2 or open and 1. That's all that this one is, so it's pretty easy. Okay, again, 16 times, and then 16 times. Are you ready to try it? Here we go. Get ready. 1, 2, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. 2, 3, 4, change. 2, 3, 4. And then it repeats all of that. Okay, so let's review the chord changes together. Play this chord. That's a form of an F chord. Okay, now play the next one. This is a form of a C chord. Again, go back to the beginning. Next chord. Okay, now go over to the D and the A string. And it's first finger and open. Now find your 1 and 2. Okay, let's try finding those chords quickly. Okay. First chord. Ready, go. Next chord. Ready, go. Next chord. Ready, go. Next chord. Ready, go. Okay, now can you go back and find the first chord again? You have to hop 1 and 2 over 1 string. Okay, ready, go. Next chord. Next chord. Next chord. Start over. Next chord. Next chord. Next chord. Let's do that again. Okay. 1, 2, ready, go. Next chord. Next chord. Next chord. Start over. Next chord. Next chord. Next chord. Okay. Now let's try playing straight through 16 reps on every chord. And I'll try to give you a little verbal warning when you're going to change. Okay, here we go. 1 E and a 2 E and a ready and go and. Ready, change. Ready, change. Ready, change. Start over. Okay, I bet for you the hardest part was getting from here back to the starting over point. That's because you have to move 2 fingers and there's very little time to get over there. But you'll get it with a little bit of practice. Let's do that one more time, okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Change. Ready, change. Ready, change. Ready, change. Ready, change. Ready, change. Ready, change. Okay, now I don't want you to trouble yourself too much with bouncing the bow. I'm doing that to give good separation so that you can hear more clearly where I am. You're not going to be bouncing this bow stroke, okay? The next exercise we're going to do is the top 2 notes, okay? So here's what we're going to learn. And then it repeats. Okay, so this is different. Instead of using 6th, it starts out with a 5th, with that barred 2. And then it resolves to a 6th, okay? And then you switch over to the next string higher, and you do a 6th. And then it resolves to a 5th. Okay, so on the top string it goes 5th, 6th, sixth, fifth. All right, let's learn those chords real quick. The first chord is a fifth on your D string and A string. Can you find that? Fifths are tricky. You have to aim for right between the two strings to get them in tune. Okay, now find your sixth, which is a 1 and a 2. Okay, now move that sixth over one string. Okay, and then find a fifth. And then it does it again, so let's do it again. Go to a fifth, down on the D and the A. Go to the sixth. Scoot it over one string. Get your fifth. Hop down a string and start over. Sixth. Hop. Fifth. Hop down and start over. Hop. Go to a fifth. Pretty manageable, don't you think? That's all you're doing on that B part, and it sounds so cool when you string it all together. Now we have to learn to break those chords, not using the hokum bowing yet, but here's the third step on learning this B part. We're going to do something like this. So we have to account for the bottom two notes and the top two notes. All right, and this is one I want you to spend a lot of time practicing because it's going to teach you the whole chord. Now I said bottom two notes and top two notes. Does that mean we're playing 4-note chords? No, it means we're playing 3-note chords. And I chose to show you the bottom two notes of that chord first, and then I showed you the top two notes. The middle note was the same for both of the first two exercises, okay? Now let's go ahead and just learn it by rote, and I'll put a little cheat sheet for you up on the screen to help you know what's coming up, okay? Here we go. Find that sixth, and then you're gonna have the sixth and the fifth. So prepare that second finger to cover both strings, otherwise you'll have to mash him really fast. Okay, get him on the fifth and he'll be there when you need him. Okay, can we play that chord like 4 times like this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here we go. Play with me. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the next chord is you just scooch your fingers over one string. Okay, let's try that. It'll sound like this. Let's do that 4 times. Ready, set, go. 2, 3, 4. Let's try those 2 together. So we're going to do this. To practice moving our fingers up one string. Okay, here we go. Nice and slow. 1, 2, ready, and go, and. Let's do that again. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, now we're going to move yet that sixth over yet another string. So what we've done is we started here, playing a fifth, and then we scooted over, and then we scooted over again. So we go boom, boom, boom. Okay, Let's try those in a row. Let me show you fast what that's going to be like. Okay, you see how I'm now on the D and the A? Let's try it. Okay, ready? Start on the G and the D string. Ready, set, 4 times, go. Got it? There's just one more move you have to know. And that's where you have to go from your E string 2 and your A string 1, and you have to now get a 5th with 2nd finger and move 1st finger down to the D string. We'll practice that move a lot, okay? But first let's find it. Find 1, find 2, now make it a 5th by covering both strings. Okay, put your hand down, find it again. 1 on D and a 5th. Okay, so let's find this chord. That's the one before it. Open D, go ahead and play it. 1 and 2. Okay, now scoot over, but grab that 5th. Okay, go back to the chord before it. Open D and 1st finger. Now switch, get your 5th and move the 1st finger over. Go back to the chord before it, open, 1, 2, play that 1st chord. We're going to do it 4 times. Ready, set, go, and. Ready, go. Okay, that's all you've got to know for this whole B part. Let's try it with the broken chords. We'll do each one 4 times, and this chord progression goes by twice in the B part, and I'll talk to you as we do it. Okay, are you ready? Find that 1st chord. Do you remember what that was? That's on the G and your 5th. Okay, here we go. 1 and 2 and ready, and go, and. Change. 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 Start over. Change. 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 Okay, work on that. All right, that's one of the harder pieces of the B part. The only last thing that we need to add is optional. You could play that whole B part like that. And it would sound cool as heck. But traditionally, there's a little melody note that fiddlers stick in there, and it actually makes the hokum bowing easier to keep track of. We're going to do the chopsticks version of this first, and then we'll plug it into the real version. This involves the top 2 notes. Remember when I taught you the top 2 notes of the chord? And let me just show you what I'm going to teach you. Okay, you've got starting with that fifth, remember? But you're always going to have an upper neighbor appearing on the high note, on the highest top note. Watch. Okay, so the very end of that B part has the little noodle that ended the A part. So we'll learn that in context a little bit later. Okay, try that little upper neighbor with me. Keep in mind, honestly, in all honesty, this upper neighbor probably pushes this tune into the advanced category. So if it's too much for you, leave it out. Just focus on your hokum bowing, because that's why I'm teaching you this tune. It's not to overwhelm you with left hand complexity. It's to give you something simple on the left hand so that you can focus on your hokum bowing. Okay, so don't let pride set you up for a fall. All right, let's try that slowly. Find your fifth. Okay, and we're just going to do this for a little bit. Okay, 1, 2, ready, and go, and keep going. Okay, and then find your sixth. Let's do that one for a while. Ready, and go, and. Okay, let's glue those together. So we'll go 1, 2, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try that. 1, 2, ready, play. 2, 3, change. Let's do that one more time. Ready, set, go. Okay, sorry I didn't count out loud on that one. I'll try to be better about doing that. All right, now let's learn the last two chords. That's where we hop over to the upper strings and we play a sixth. Can you find that sixth? And you're just going to have a third finger upper neighbor. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3. Now put your finger on a fifth. Okay, and we're gonna go. Okay, so those notes, those little melody notes come faster. Try that with me. Find your fifth. Ready, set, go. Okay, let's try now. Listen, it's easier for me to show you than to explain it. We're gonna go 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and that is very close to the final product. Try to relax your left hand, and if you need to take a break from this video, do it. You don't want a hand cramp. Okay, ready to try it? Here we go. Find your fifth. Ready, go. 1, start again. Find your fifth. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, change. 2, change. Change. Okay. So drill those 4 exercises I've just shown you. Drill the bottom notes. Remember those? Then drill the top notes. Okay, and then drill your broken chords. Remember those? And then go back to your top notes and learn them with that little melody note, that little upper neighbor, like this. Those 4 steps are crucial for you to get pretty well down before you go on to lesson C, where we will plug in the hokum bowing into that left hand pattern. Okay, so practice and I'll see you in lesson C.